Hi YouTubers, this is Gil. So on this video, I'm just gonna talk about the cameras that I use for my modern blogs. So as of this point, I'm using typically, this is the one I typically use. This is my Sony CX405. This is the one that I've typically been using for my modern blogs, or sometimes I'm gonna use my phone. This is my Galaxy S9, and this is also what I'll use for my modern blogs. And the third camera that I'll use on my blogs, or like my modern blogs anyway, is it's this Akaso. I guess it's pronounced Akaso or Akaso or whatever. This is a Brave 4, Akaso Brave 4. And now, all of these things, so, this one I paid $80 for used. But originally, I had bought one of these before, and I paid like I think 160 or something like that, new, back in my day, like half a decade ago. But anyway, I sold that one though. This phone, this is like one of those phones like where I got this one free, supposedly as a buy one get one free. So this is what I'm currently using, the promotion. And so it's either of these three cameras that I use basically, and of course my old school camcorder. Anyway, so if I would say, what do I like to use these for? Like, what type of scenarios that I like to use this for, or my phone for, or this GoPro for? But I say, for the normal scenario, like my blogs, like if I'm just gonna stay within the house, or if I'm gonna go to someone's house or have like a gathering or something, I would use this. This makes the best video, or it makes a good video for what I use this for. Blog, like when I'm doing my blog, my normal in the house blogs, or visiting family, because this gets to the point. It's a camera and that's all it is. It's nothing else. But at times, there are times when that I'm gonna use my phone quite often too, because it's gonna happen if I don't have battery power on this and I'm in a hurry. But this is kind of like my what do you call it? Camera that I have 24/7, so to speak. Like at moment's notice, like whenever I want to make a video at moment's notice, this phone is always there. It's always here. It's always here for me when I want to make a video at moment's notice. And so that's the only time that I really use this phone for my videos. It's for moment's notice only, because I would rather be using like this for my normal blogs, because it gets to the point. Like this gets to the point, and it focuses mostly on video only. And with the phone, if I was going to use this phone, it may not be as reliable to use. So, if I would use a phone, someone might be calling me, or someone might text me, and then it's going to record that little ding, or it's going to cut off the recording altogether, and I sometimes don't need that. So, it's only at moment's notice that I want to use this as my camera. And so the other camera that I like to use is this. This also gets to the point as well, like where it's only a camera, it's no phone or nothing. So it gets to the point, but this is actually a little bit more convenient than this is, because I could wear it around my head, or I could just wear it or I could put it on my bike or anything. That's a nice thing, and I could put it on my bike and I don't have to carry it. So that's the big major plus about these. And and depending on which one you get, the model, these can record just as good, if anything, probably even better than these can, because these have a wider view, wider view, and so I mean, it has a wider view, and the quality is actually very good already. I mean, it's smaller, and it's like 1/4 the size of this. So I would say, I mean, but the thing that's bad about this is that it's more cumbersome to carry. So I would like to use this only for whenever I want to do like hands-free recording, but it's cumbersome at moment's notice, so to speak. If I wanted to grab a camera around the house, if I want to just make a video around the house, then I get this one because it's easy to carry and it gets to the point. But with this though, I mean, it's more cumbersome. So I would say this is great for like the bike and when I want to do hands free. So, I mean, if I had to pick out which one to stay with, I mean, it's hard to. I mean, I gotta have all three of them. But I mean, if I had to pick only one, I would probably pick the phone because it's convenient because I have the phone at moment's notice at all hours of the day. I would say that's if I had to pick one, but I mean I don't need to pick one, you know. So I mean, but anyway, if I would recommend you what type of camera you should use, well, it should depend. It should depend on what you want to make videos of. For an example, I mean, like if you want to make a video of movie like streets, like I did in the 80s and 90s, like if you want to make a video of streets, well, your phone is nice to have at moment's notice, you know. But I mean, if I would think the best camera for this, if you're out there making a plan to record the streets and stuff, I would recommend you using this. Use one of these. This is the best thing to use to record streets. It's the best because it's a little less conspicuous than using one of these. I probably wouldn't even recommend even you using one of these right now because you're gonna get too many people tripping out on you. I mean, people tripped out on me even during the 80s too, but I mean, not too many people recorded during the 80s, but I mean, anyway, I mean, today, if I was gonna recommend you a camera for purposes of recording streets or city life, like just going out on the streets, or this is what you should use. This is what you gotta use. I mean, this is the best camera for that purpose. And you just wrap it around your head, and on top of that, ride your bike on top of that. You know, that's the best way to record streets and life on the streets. One of these wrapped on your head or on your helmet and ride your bike. That's the best way to do it. I mean, and then if you're gonna have your family gatherings, you could use this. You could use one of these, or I mean, this is probably better because I mean the video tends to be a little better, or I mean it tends to come out better. I mean because it just does because it's just made for like a family gathering. I mean I would explain it that way, but this, you know, you don't want to be having this on your head when you're having a family gathering, you know. So you just bring one of these for your family gatherings, or if you want to record your drinking parties or anything like that, you know. Like this is the best camera for that. And then you know the phone. I would recommend that the phone should only be for moments notice only. Like if you're making if you come across a scene that you want to make a video of and you're out of town and you don't have any camera in sight, you just get your phone, you know. I mean, that's what that's what I love about today's technology, you know. I have my phone all the time with me, so I have a camera with me all the time. So, but that should only be for that only, like moments notice recordings only though. I mean, I wouldn't really use this for blogging, or because the phone can be sort of cumbersome and it tends to be less reliable than if you use one of these, because of the phone. I mean, someone might call you and and then it's gonna cut off your recording, and or I mean, your phone might be busy doing something like with apps or whatever, and it might cause the phone to be lagging. So I mean, you just want something that gets to the point, records to the point. So I would say, so this is the conclusion. One of these for your for your local recording, like in the house or family gatherings, or I mean drinking party or whatever. Or you can use it for streets too. But I mean this makes the best camera for like family gatherings, Christmas or Halloween, or I mean anything like that, or I mean drinking parties around the house only. These make great. This makes a great camera for that. And then this is what you should use for recording like streets, or if you want to be a little more inconspicuous out in the outside world. This is for the outside world. I mean, this is like if you want to go out on a project recording streets or life on the streets, this is what you use for that. This is what you should be using, and use your bike. That's the best thing to do if you want to be the least conspicuous. Speaking of which, see, like if I was recording on this phone, the phone would be ringing, and we don't want that, So that's why I want to keep this for moments notice only. So anyway, if you don't want to be conspicuous, if you want to be as inconspicuous as possible, use one of these on your head on your bike. If you're gonna use one of these on your head and you're not riding a bike, then you're not looking inconspicuous. But maybe you could run with this on your head and make yourself look like you're exercising or something, recording it. Now that's a way to make yourself inconspicuous. But for inconspicuous recording, one of these on your bike while riding your bike. And it only works best if you're out in the public. You can't even take these into the store, You can't take these into the store, unfortunately, because they might get on you. This, however, this is another thing that's good about it. I mean, like, it goes into the category of moments notice. Like, if you have the phone on you all the time, and you can record in the store, but you just hide, sort of. But this is a little less conspicuous in a store if you're recording in a store, because you could just act like you're texting or something and recording. But so that sums it all. This is for like family gatherings, drinking parties, Christmas, and this is for like recording projects out in the open public and trying to be inconspicuous as possible. And this is for moments notice only, and maybe recording in certain places that you could not really hide yourself with this or this in, like a store. So that sums it all. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope you like my shirt. But I messed up a little bit because this shirt I didn't center it properly, and it makes me mad. So, well, anyway, that's it.